All right, we are back at it today, and we're again taking a look at another dash cam. It's the Thinkware ARC 900. Now, if you've been following the channel for a minute, you know we've tested a lot of dash cams, but Thinkware usually brings something a bit more refined to the table. They really lean into that premium feel without overcomplicating things, and honestly, the ARC 900 is no exception. We'll put the updated price and purchase link down in the description so you can follow along with the specs as we go. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's begin. First off, this thing is simple and sleek. It's got that high-end look that doesn't scream cheap plastic on your windshield. The front module is surprisingly compact, and it features a bright, square-looking touchscreen display that sits somewhere between 3 to 4 inches. We think it's the perfect size, big enough to actually see what you're doing when you're messing with settings, but small enough that it's not a massive distraction while you're driving. The design is really well thought out. On the left, we've got the status indicators, and on the right, there's a recording indicator so you know for a fact that you're capturing footage. The camera module itself is rotatable, which is a big deal for us because every windshield angle is different, and you want to be able to dial in that perfect horizon line. To us, it looks quite sleek once it's mounted. It's not bulky at all, and it blends into the rear view mirror area perfectly. Now for the install, we decided to go with a full hardwired setup. If you want to take advantage of those parking modes we're going to talk about later, you've got to hardwire it. We started by locating the fuse box, which on most rigs, like this Ford Bronco, is going to be under or near the driver's side dashboard. Sometimes you'll find them on the passenger side or even the trunk, so definitely check your manual if you're hunting for it. We popped off the side dashboard panel and loosened the weather strip just to give ourselves enough room to work and route the cables cleanly. When you're connecting the included hardwiring cable, you've got to make sure the wires are going to the right spots. We tapped the yellow wire into a constant power fuse, something that stays live even when the car is off, and the red wire goes to an ACC fuse that only turns on with the ignition. Then we secured the ground wire to a solid screw on the exposed metal chassis. Pro tip, we always bundle and wrap any excess cable with fabric tape before tucking it away. This prevents those annoying vibration noises and rattles when you're hitting the trails. Routing the power cable is straightforward. Just run it along the trim toward the windshield. You want to be careful here to make sure you're not interfering with the curtain airbags. For the rear camera, we ran that cable along the headliner and tucked it under the weather strip all the way to the back. Again, stay clear of the airbag areas. We mounted the rear camera at the top of the rear windshield with the Thinkware logo facing inside. You want to make sure it's within the coverage area of your rear wiper, otherwise a little bit of mud or rain is going to ruin your view. Once the rear cam was mounted and the cables were plugged into the ARC 900, we used that bright LCD screen to find the optimal mounting position for the main unit. You want to make sure it's not obstructing your view or blocking any of the vehicle's built-in safety sensors. We cleaned the glass, stuck it on, and tucked the last of the exposed wires into the headliner. If you're planning on using the ADAS features, you can go into the menu, hit Road Safety, and use the RDAS front camera guide to align the lens perfectly using the on-screen markers. Even on a long SUV like this Bronco, the wires were plenty long enough to reach from front to back with slack to spare. When it comes to the actual footage, this thing really cuts the mustard. The front camera shoots at native 4K, and we can tell you right now, this isn't that fake upscaled 4K you see on budget cams. It's clean, it's crispy, and the details are all there. The rear camera shoots at 2K, which is a huge step up from the standard 1080p most brands give you. Both cameras have HDR enabled, which is a lifesaver when you're driving into the sun or dealing with harsh shadows. The footage doesn't get flashbanged when the lighting changes suddenly. Because this system uses the Starvis 2 and Super Night Vision 4.0, the nighttime performance is incredible. Even on pitch black forest roads, it pulls enough light to see what's happening. Plus, both cameras support 60 frames per second. To us, that higher frame rate is essential because it makes the motion much smoother, and it's way easier to freeze a frame and catch a license plate number when cars are moving fast. The real reason you'd buy the ARC 900 over something cheaper is the parking surveillance. Thinkware has seriously upgraded the energy efficiency here. They've introduced Energy Saving Mode 2.0, and the numbers are actually wild. In the previous generation, the system would draw about 67.7 milliamps, which would give you maybe 2.8 days of parking protection. With Energy Saving Mode 2.0, that current usage drops all the way down to around 8 milliamps. That means you can leave your rig parked for approximately 24 days and still have the camera ready to record if something happens. Even if you enable the radar feature, you're still getting about 4 days of operation. You've also got time-lapse parking mode, which records at 2 frames per second. This lets the camera capture long durations of continuous footage without eating up all your battery or storage space. If the camera detects motion or an impact, it'll automatically trigger a 20-second recording, capturing 10 seconds before the event and 10 seconds after. It's that kind of reliability that gives us peace of mind when we're leaving the rig in a parking lot or a trailhead overnight. In our opinion, the Thinkware ARC 900 is one of the most balanced 4K setups we've tested. It's not trying to be a fancy multimedia hub, it's just a rock-solid high-resolution security tool. The build quality is top tier, and the fact that you're getting Starvis 2 sensors on both the front and rear is a massive advantage for night driving. The install is a bit more involved if you go the hardwired route, but the result is a clean, factory-look setup that's always watching your back. If you're looking for set-it-and-forget-it reliability with elite 4K quality, this setup definitely earns its spot on the windshield. So that's the breakdown on the ARC 900. It's sleek, it's powerful, and it's got the battery efficiency to actually protect your rig while you're away. If you guys have any questions about the wiring or how we routed the cables in the Bronco, drop a comment down below and we'll get back to you. We'll put the links to this setup in the description so you can check the latest pricing for yourself. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more gear reviews and build updates. Other than that, we hope you all have a simple day. Peace!